Okay, so in the last video, we showed how to create our own personal GitHub repository, how to clone the class GitHub repository, and how to upload the class GitHub, the class exercises repository to our private or our personal GitHub repository. And then we ended up with this repository we see here, our username, and then the name of the repository, which should be INF200 2019 exercises. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to answer the first mandatory assignment, or the 0th, if you will. And to begin with, we need a branch. You'll understand what a branch is in a couple of minutes, hopefully. But for now, just create one. So right-click on the very top here, right-click and create branch here. Then we need to enter the branch name. That's EX_00. So now we have our own, we have our branch X00. You can see it here under the local category, and it's a checkbox on the left of it, which means this is the current working branch. So let's start the exercise. We open in PyCharm, we open the correct folder, should be programming here. So this is the project folder. It might be like a circle spinning around here. I might say something like indexing, or just any message here. And that's just GitHub, no, that's just PyCharm figuring out how your computer is set up. So this is our project. Go to the exercises folder and double click on exercises 0. So this document is something called a restructured text file, and RST files, which is short for restructured text, RST files are a way to code your text documents. And it's very useful. You're going to use that a bit in this course. But for now, you just need to look at this right-hand side here. You see it's just a very short introductory text, and then fill in the readme.rst file, i.e. replace first name with your first name and surname with your surname. So let's start by doing that. We open the readme.rst, Yngve Mardal Mo, delete everything here, and we save the file. Now we want to commit this change. So if you have a look here, on stage all changes. If you have a look here, you see what it might be a message here where it says one file changed. Yeah, here, one file changed in working directory. Let's view changes. We get this page here, and then we see unstaged file, readme.rst. We press that file and we see, okay, so we deleted these 2 lines and added these 2 lines. So that's just how we changed the readme.rst file, right? So we press this stage file button here, and what we're doing now is we're telling Git that, hey, you see this change? I want you to remember this. I want you to know what it looks like right now, and we write a small message, a small summary of what changes we've made to the file. So filled in placeholders for name. And then there's this green commit changes to one file button. I'm just going to press that. And now we see that this x00 branch has moved up ahead of the master branch. And it's a message here where it says fill in placeholders for name. And it says one modified readme.rst, and we can see what changes have happened here, right? Just going to press that once more to go back to this tree view. Okay, let's do the next part of the exercise. So double click here. The next part is to fill in the setup.cfg file. Now we want the name to be lowercase, the author, here we capitalize, we fill in our email address. Save that, go back to Gitkraken. See? One file change in working directory. Let's view that change. Setup.cfg, and we can see everything that changed here. Now I can stage that file, write a description, filled in placeholders for name and email address, and we commit the change, right? And finally, the last part of the exercise is to change the name of the Your Name X folder. So I'm just gonna here refactor, rename. So right click, refactor, rename. So if PyCharm hasn't finished scanning through your computer to figure out how it's set up, this might be grayed out, and then you just need to grab a cup of coffee, wait for a couple of minutes, maybe up to 10 minutes, and that just happens once. And the reason for this is that PyCharm is a very powerful tool, and sort of to be able to work efficiently and smoothly, you have to sort of pay an initial cost for your project. I'm just going to rename this now. So you will not have to wait for 10 minutes often, that's just the first time. Yngve Mo. Refactor. See, this name has changed. Go back to Gitkraken and 2 file changes in working directory. We view those, and PyCharm will automatically stage it when we change the name of a folder. If you just changed it in the File Explorer on your computer, then it might look like this. You can just press the Stage All Changes button and then write a summary. Changed name of project folder according to exercise text. Commit that, and we're done. We've done everything the first exercise, or the 0th exercise, told us to do. Now let's have a look at this branch thing, because this is new. So I can go here, and if I double click on master here, then I change the state of the project to the master branch. So if I go back to Gitkraken now, no, to PyCharm now, and I look at this setup.cfg file, I see it's back to how it started, right? And I can go to the readme.rst file, and it's also back. I haven't finished the exercises yet. And that's what Git branches will allow us to do. it will allow us to have separate versions of the same source code. It will allow us to have separate versions of the same source code without having to have separate folders. It will make it very easy for us to switch between different versions of the same project. We can even go back in time without changing branches, but using branches is a very clean way of doing this. So I'm just going to go back to x00. And if I go to GitHub and I refresh here, I see nothing's happened. If I press the branch, it's only master. And the reason is that I haven't uploaded the changes yet. So I'm just going to stop for 2 seconds, and you can think of how should you upload this to GitHub. Okay, so you had the chance to pause the video and figure that out. You press this push button, and then what remote branch should x00 push and pull from? And you get this question once because GitKraken says, hey, I want to upload x00 to GitHub, and GitHub says, oh, x00, what's that? We don't have anything like that. And then you have to say, oh, just create a new one. So now we create the new one. And we see under origin, we have this new x00 branch. If we go to GitHub and we refresh this, then we see that we have a new branch here. And that was how you answer exercise, the first mandatory assignment. Now in the next video, I'm going to show you how to submit this. But before that, I want to recap what we've done now. We've created a new branch. We've answered the first assignment within that branch. And we've seen that we can seamlessly switch between the current version and a previous version of the code, right? And that's the beauty of Git, is allowing us to change between different versions of the code very, very easily. So that's it for now, and you should watch the next video to see how you will submit an exercise.